Hey everyone, we're going to talk about how the Reserve team has approached the topic of smart contract security. I don't think it needs explaining how important smart contract security is in DeFi. We've seen, how much value has been lost and how much suffering has been caused from teams who have not followed the proper smart contract security practices. The first, broad topic I'd like to discuss is testing and code coverage. Testing in software as a general principle is performed vigorously to ensure that code performs as expected, and that when it's go time in production, nothing unexpected will happen. A metric that we're rather proud of is the fact that 93% of all lines of code in the Reserve protocol are covered in tests. This is significant because anything over 90%, according to Google, is an impeccable level of testing. And the end result, again, is that there are less, and hopefully none, unexpected events in production. And the next broad topic is security automation tools and processes. Reserve makes use of a lot of cutting-edge security automation tools. This is above and beyond the manual tests that we write that hopefully cover different angles and vectors of smart contract security. I won't go too much into the specific details because it can get rather technical, but some of the broad categories of tools we use include fuzzing and static analysis. Fuzzing involves throwing a bunch of random scenarios at the code and making sure that it executes gracefully. And these are often scenarios that a production or retail user would never encounter, but hackers will try to get around the code in the weirdest ways, and you have to preempt all of that. And so that's what fuzzing aims to do. Static analysis, on the other hand, helps identify potential vulnerabilities automatically. These give us quick wins in that there's a tool that scans the code base or the piece of code we want to test, and it will tell us what it thinks is wrong. And the next topic I want to discuss, expands broader than just the Reserve code base, and it's about Reserve's collaboration with the broader Ethereum security community. Reserve engages regularly with the security community, and as these are all gigabrains, all really respected people who want to make the future of DeFi really safe. And so we tap into that community as much as possible. We've done 5 full audits with security firms. There are ongoing Code Arena audits for each Reserve protocol release. And so at the time of this video, there's an ongoing audit for the 3.0.0 release. In addition to that, there is a $5 million bug bounty from ImmuneFi. And that covers scenarios where we have code in production already. There's money on the line. But for anyone who finds a critical vulnerability or anything else, they have the opportunity to not be a bad guy, to report it to us and get a very healthy reward in exchange. The last topic I'd like to discuss is the diversification of smart contract exposure. We have to appreciate that Reserve, its contracts and all the money that flows through it doesn't exist in a vacuum. Our tokens leverage underlying DeFi protocols, whether that's Aave, Compound, Curve, you name it. And users have to inevitably accept those risks as well. There's a benefit in the design of the protocol in that our tokens have a property, what I like to call horizontal contract diversification. Just as with the basic investing principle that you should diversify your assets to reduce your exposure to any single asset blowing up. Reserve contracts also have this property. Our tokens have a basket of diversified assets. So, as a result, these smart contract dependencies are also spread around and mitigates the impact of any single security breach. So, if Curve blows up, hope it doesn't, it likely won't. But, users are still protected for the most part because they can rely on the other assets in the basket and, still have large prospects of recovering into a healthy R token. And so in conclusion, the Reserve team doesn't only prioritize innovation when it comes to building out our vision of asset-backed currencies, it also strives for the highest user security and safety.